Hey guys, sorry about the late start. Apparently, I can't play any of my intros or anything, which kind of sucks. Because StreamYard keeps changing stuff, but it's par for the course. We're trying to have it successful. Social media has not been very successful because life happens and I'm not able to get on as much as I'd like to or do what I need to do. Hey, Far, thank you for being here. I know I saw Dandy in the chat. Amazing. Butterfly Kisses. Thank you so much for all coming in tonight. I don't talk about my personal life, no whole lot, but the picture that's the thumbnail is my mom. And that is the subject video tonight. Again, sorry about the little duck and all that stuff, but I'm not going to pay some ungodly price. If it would let me, I'd show you guys the prices that went up. It used to be like $19 for the StreamYard package, which is really good. And now you got to pay, it's almost $80, I think. The last time I looked, I haven't even looked in a long time. And I come in and you have to, hi Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Apparently I can't pay any of my intros, or I probably can't even use any of my layovers. I haven't even tried that yet. Can't play any of my sound clips. I don't think it'll let me play this one. Nope. See what you got upgrading. The free plan comes with one example video. If you would like to share your own videos, check upgraded plans. That's crazy. And we all know how I feel about Streamlabs. I absolutely hate Streamlabs, so I refuse to use that. Wonder if any of my sounds work still. Sounds still work. That's cool. But apparently I can't use anything else. It probably won't let me use my overlays either. Nope. So that sucks, but oh well. Thank you guys so much for being here. I came into Doodles the other night and I saw that there's little crowns in the chat. It's some kind of a game that you guys can play in chat. It's like Top Chatter or something. I don't know. I've slept since I read it. So I apologize for not being on top of everything. I know I haven't been on here in a while. I took a break, a family break, a mental health break, a social media break, whatever you want to call it. You guys all know how I am about Twitter. I even took a break from Twitter. So just kind of took an all-around break. This is not a true crime stream. This is a kind of a personal stream. I know that there's like a handful of people that know what's been going on in the background, and I don't really talk about it on social media. My oldest son's dog got hit by a car. He's doing really well. Thank you. Shout out to Tammy for donating the stuff that she sent for whiskey. It's much, much appreciated. That's why we're waiting. I can pull a picture of whiskey up. I don't think they charge me to share a file, even if the intro played, because I didn't have the YouTube on the other screen yet, so I don't even know if that played. Downloads. Hey, Leslie, thank you so much for being here. Love you too, honey. All right, let's see. Add him. Do you have audio? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? I know I pulled him up. If you didn't allow audio, It's probably why you have no audio. It's gonna pull up like that. That's weird. Hello, Dandy. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Far. Hello, Nicole. Hello, everyone. Did y'all miss me? I just want to say thank you to everybody that
Can you hear me?
participated
Hello?
in
Yeah? You can hear me
and
now?
the
This
things of
phone is
fire.
not the greatest
I
in the
can hear you
world.
now.
This phone's not the greatest in the world. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know. Hey guys, it's me, Minnie. Sorry I'm blank tonight. Like I said, this thing kind of balls. But how we doing tonight, everybody? I don't have chat pulled up. I'm cooking dinner for the boys, and I gotta get them in baths and stuff and get them ready for school tomorrow. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you,
Barely.
can you
It's
hear
cutting in and
me?
out. But I said it barely. It's cutting in and out, but I can hear you just fine. It might bubble up for like brrr, for a couple of seconds, but it'll be all right.
Danny says we hear you. Far says I can hear you,
Thank you,
Minnie.
Dandy. Thank you, Miss Dandy. Thank you, Miss Dandy. I can't even see chat. That's how bad this phone is. I'm just glad to be.
I can pull it up that way you can see it on screen. Oh, there he went. Lost him. Anyway, this is Whiskey. Um, he is a rescue and he's a runner, and he ran out and made his way to the main road and got hit by a car. On top of everything else that's been going on, so he's doing a lot better. The people that seen him get hit called animal control and they ran him to a vet. So we were blessed to, after 2 hours of searching for him, be able to find him. No internal injuries. Got pretty beat up though. So just wanted to share a photo for him of him for those of y'all that might not have seen it on my community wall or anything like that. I know I don't often talk about my mom, but my mom did pass away several years ago, before I came to Florida. Um, mental health matters. I'm going to say that. I had a good job. I was making really good money and was running a Hilton brand hotel. And I took it really hard when I lost my mom. She was my one person, my ride or die, you know, my everything. And when I lost her, I felt like I lost everything. Instead of taking time to grieve, I immediately went back to work. Should have never done that. If you still have your parents and you're close to them, I would suggest not going back to work. I had a meltdown at work and was in the hallway dumping my purse out in the hallway looking for my keys, and my
That was
keys
at
were in my
Teletech,
hand
wasn't it?
the whole time. I then did take time off work. I took about a week off of work, after I lost her. It took a toll on on my family. Minnie took it really hard when we lost her.
Yeah, I kind of went off the. I mean, I wouldn't so much as
We all
say that I
took.
went off the deep end, but I know it affected you a lot. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me pretty decent? This phone's not the greatest in the world.
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
Better. I had to put the phone up in the corner of the room. This little Android phone, it ain't too much of nothing. I did take it pretty rough. That was like my best friend for a long time. Of course, mom's always been mom, but my grandmother was like having a second mother. If anything, she was like a mother to the entire neighborhood. If you needed somewhere to eat, if you needed somewhere to sleep, somewhere to sober up, somewhere to sit down for a night and cry about your woes and life and everything, she was always a listening ear. She was always a supporting role in pretty much anybody's life. That was my best friend for a long time. And when she died, the first thing I did, and I still feel horrible about it to this day. First thing I did was take off to Nashville. At that time, we won't bring up any names, but the mom was already she was going through enough, and the person that she was with probably not the best in support when it comes to those kind of situations, and I should have stuck around. But my sister came and grabbed me and tried to help, and it usually seems like whenever crucial stuff like that goes on, it really doesn't do too much unless you're grieving the proper way. And back then, I didn't always have the best idea of grieving, so I immediately took the smoking herbal items and drinking a little bit. And that didn't last for a long period of time. Uh, but I did eventually. Hell, there's parts of that whole phase that kind of just black out from there because I don't remember some point in time.
Probably gonna have a lot of losing Minnie and him coming back. This is a picture of mom, and this is Buddy Roo. Uh, I have Buddy here with me. Um, this was when he was a chunky little hot dog. Um, he right after mom had passed away, and like I said, I took a little bit of time off work. I went back to work. Um, he had got out. I, to this day, don't know how he got out, but he had got out of the house, and uh, two pit bulls ripped him in half, and I thought I was gonna lose him that day, and ended up getting a police escort to the police vet in my hometown, and
Hello, hello, hello.
the
Hello,
vet
hello,
was
hello.
phenomenal. He did the
Sorry
surgery
about
on him.
that. And this
He's
phone, like I
3 legged
said,
winner
guys, it's
now,
not the greatest
but
in the
he's
world.
happy.
Um, no, I think I ended up over at Dad's at one point, and I kind of don't remember where life goes after that because it's just kind of like one of those dark eras. You know what I mean? It's been damn near 10 years. Y'all still hear me good? This phone is terrible.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Check, 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 check.
I can hear you.
Mother, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Oh, he's gone again. Apparently, when you don't use your computer for an extended period of time, it locks you out of everything. Al on the Prowl, hello, can't stay long. Always good to catch Mama live. Well, thank you, Al on the Prowl, for coming in. Appreciate you being here, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Everything's well in your world. Thank you guys for coming in. Marco, right? Polo. But yeah, he did. He took it really hard. And Tater, my other son, my youngest son, he uh he was young. Like he spent time with mom, but he didn't get a lot of time with her. like Minnie did. We all kind of took it really, really hard. And I had a mental breakdown. Like, I'm not too big to admit it. It happens to the best of us. And talking about it's like the steps of alcoholism, I guess. Uh, Hang on. Hello? Okay, guys, so we're going to do it like this. Can y'all hear him?
Say again? Test, 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 test. We're having to improvise. We're going to improvise tonight. Because Sean ain't got patience for it.
I don't know if it's coming through or not.
Huh?
I don't
You
know.
don't know if you can hear me?
There.
Dandy, I need a mic check. Miss Dandy, I need a mic check. Can you hear my lovely voice?
Hillbilly live stream at your best here.
Yeah, bottom of the world.
Yes, she says, I can hear you. I hear you.
Thank you guys. Anyway, I don't know where I left off. All I know is that after some point of spending time with April, she came and picked me up. Double. There's a double burger. Come on, Wes. Here's a single. Pause that game, sir. Go to town. Eats. After y'all get done eating now, we're gonna go ahead. Game's off in the bath. I'll find y'all some clothes, all right? Wes, get out here. Just because they got hamburgers, y'all two are a mess. These two dogs, I'm telling you. Goofy. Scout acts like she don't like whiskey, but she don't seem to be bothered by him either. No, it was just bad times, and every year that I've even drove through Paducah, I end up here a little bit more often than Mom these days. It kind of sucks for me, the general concept, because I used to love coming. It was my escape when I was a kid. It was escape for a lot of people, but just coming up to Paducah and coming up to Harbor Road, there was something magical about it whenever I was younger. And when she passed, it's like the whole street started slowly dying. All the good parts of the neighborhood started to fade away, and then the bad parts of the neighborhood started to come alive a little bit more. There for a while, I do kind of remember a little bit now that we're jogging our memory. I ended up making some bad decisions and learning some lessons in life. I'm going to go ahead and say now, I think the obvious is drugs are bad. So, and with guidance, it's hard when you're going through those kind of things because you really don't want to listen to nobody. It don't matter if it's your mother, it don't matter if it's your dad, it don't matter if it's friends or family that care about you. Losing her played a key role in a lot of people's lives. Not just mine, but that one. It's just one of my favorite people. Aside from my mother, of course. Mom here. She was one of my favorite people on this planet. She was, if anything, I've slowly got to kind of watch Mom become sweeter over time, and it honestly, my mother reminds me a lot of her at times because I can hear her voice through Mom. And as many times as I've been up here, I've been digging around in the woods, and now you can't even so much as walk back there. It's so thick full of brush that. What you doing, boy? Something to drink. I could probably make some tea. Want some sweet tea? Huh? Did you eat your burger already? No, not yet. What'd I do with that Worcestershire sauce? If you can't say Worcestershire, just say Liam Perkins. People, Liam Perkins.
Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for being here.
I kind of cried the other night. I want you to know that. I cried the other night looking at that video. I haven't seen that video. I think I've heard you talk about it. I think I've heard Crystal talk about it once before. The few times I have seen her in the last 10 years, one or two times. That was the first time I had seen that video since I had made it. When I was about, 13. Her sitting in the chair, laughing. I hadn't seen that since I made it. It kind of irritates me. I could hear Chris in the background. I think I know why I was irritated so long ago now. It's because I didn't know it was going to mean as much to me today as it does to everybody else. Because back then, we're just getting on Tiny Chat. I remember Tiny Chat was funny back then. That's back when AOL was still a thing. And people still used Windows XP. You know, Windows 7 was an option, but Windows XP was still pretty damn relevant. I miss the way the world was back then. A lot of magic disappeared. You know? You still there? Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear you.
Whole lot of quiet going on.
Well, you're talking. Hi, PJ. Thank you for coming in.
Anybody got any questions?
Well, no, other than you popping in and off stage, we really haven't said much.
I apologize. Like I said, I'm not trying to railroad the show or nothing. I'm talkative. I'm in Mr. Dad mode right now. I'm trying to, at least. I got to make some sweet tea for the kids. Because we ain't got nothing to drink right now. I make a sweet tea probably, if it wouldn't have been for her, I wouldn't have known how to make sweet tea. I'm going to be fucking frank with you. Excuse my French. If it wouldn't have been as hell. Oh my God, I had a flashback. Do you remember, Mother?
What?
Do you remember the time we were sitting in the apartment and I went to go make sweet tea? Do you want to tell the story? I feel like you tell the story just a little bit better.
Oh, God, he put 2 cups of salt in it.
Oh, my. Because you didn't label jars. Back then, we didn't have no jar labelers. It was when you first got that little apartment. And my grandmother had asked me to go in there and make some sweet tea for her. That's all she ever drank. It wasn't Coca-Cola, it was sweet tea. She had asked me to make tea. And I remember these imagine Warheads times 1,000 kind of look. My grandmother, she wore dentures. So, her face had puckered up so thick. And I didn't mean to do it. It just happened by accident because we kept the sugar right next to the damn salt above the stove. And it was a complete accident. And I put 2 cups of, sorry, YouTube, 2 cups of sugar, or 2 cups of salt, thinking it was sugar, stirred it up, nice, ready, poured her a glass, brought it to her, and she just had the most sour look on her face. And it was not intentional. And it was just, I think we about died laughing that entire day over that. That was funny. I remember that. There's another one. I'm making cheeseburgers too right now. Trying to. I'm gonna make some sweet tea as well, but this time we're gonna make sure it's got sugar in it, guys. I promise.
Dandy says she's listening and enjoying a Long Island iced tea with no salt.
With no salt. Long Island iced tea, no salt. Coming up. Got you. Thank you, Miss Dandy.
PJ says that's no fair.
No fair?
Mm-mm.
So I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't get up there on the StreamYard, but I'm like here in silence. I'm like a fart at a party. Wilma, are you ripping out that tooth? It looked like he was ripping out that tooth. Y'all gonna finish eating? Okay. It smells like a fart in here.
What the hell?
What? What do you mean, what the hell? They're boys. Why wouldn't it smell like a fart? You had boys. You know what it's like.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to talk about when you were little?
You can talk about what you want, Mom. Yeah, I'll sit here and try to help pull memories as I go.
Well,
a little bit better with you in the room. Yes, sir.
We lived on a piece of property that my mom fought really hard to get, and I was like 13, I think, when she got the property. I might have been younger than that, not much younger than that. He is a fart smeller, Dandy.
I'm a fart smeller. Thanks.
She said you are a smart feller or a fart smeller. That's funny.
Both, I'd say.
Mom used to say that.
I'm working on it.
But it's a pretty good sized piece of land. It's 4.5 acres. It's at the end of the road that I grew up on. And when I moved here to Florida, I went back home and paid up the taxes on it, did all the paperwork. Before I moved to Florida, right after she passed away, I got executor of estate. I have a brother, and he wanted co-executor on the property, threw a fit about it. So we went to the courthouse. We did all the paperwork. I paid for everything. So when I moved down here to Florida, I got a good job. I got a dependable vehicle. I drove back up there. I actually met my dad in Paducah, and he lives in Eastern Kentucky. Met my dad in Paducah. We went down to the courthouse. We paid up the taxes, did all the things that you're supposed to do. Got the information, talked to a lawyer, did everything I was supposed to do, and then Minnie has been going through it since April now, and he's actually back in Paducah.
Dealing with life on life's terms since January.
He's been back in Paducah and came into contact with my brother, and my brother decides to tell us that there's a lawyer that's been getting a hold of me. Now, keep in mind that my brother doesn't talk to me. My brother won't talk to me I'm going to be totally honest, over a bottle of pills that I would not give him. So I had no idea that there was a lawyer involved with the property. I had no idea that the property taxes had not been paid on it. This has had me in such a mess that I couldn't even remember what year I moved to Florida. I literally had to go back through my emails to find out what year I moved down here. That's how out of my mind I am. I have a lot more than that going on. I have a lot going on. It's all kind of hit at once, which is the way it always hits, is all at once.
When it rains, it pours. At least it's not raining men, though, right?
Yeah, it's been raining here all day.
So it has been raining men?
No.
It's raining
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Dandy says, "Ooh, can I pay Minnie to kick my ex in the shin? He's in Paducah."
I can't. If I get, so I can give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's going on in my life. Well, I mean, like I said, so January, Christmas last year, Mom came up for Christmas up to Kentucky for a bit, and then immediately after Christmas was over, my ex, her name was Jen. We'll just keep it there. We'll call her Jen. We'll just leave it there. She had been doing unsavory things behind my back for a little bit, and one day I just kind of woke up, chose violence, and well, not chose violence, but kind of just decided to take my debit card. I had some friends come over and help me get my truck back in order because at that point in time she had run my truck completely into the ground, but to the point that I can't remember if it was the power. It was the pump, wasn't it? The power steering pump that blew up on it. And I had sat out there. Now, if anybody lives in Kentucky, you know how it snows. If it snows, it snows. I mean, and the more center and the more north you get, the thicker and the heavier the snow gets. So I was not only trying to fix my truck in sub-freezing weather, but laying in snow that pretty much covered my body entirely. And when I finally got out of there, and the friends I was staying with, they weren't really too savory either. Found some things out they were doing, and sorry, I'm kind of multitasking here, guys. This has kind of been one thing after another since. I went down to Tennessee to keep from making any more bad decisions in Kentucky because this is where the kid is. No, I don't need in the state of Kentucky. They really don't care necessarily. They will try to mess your life up, but I wasn't expecting that to happen between me and somebody that I thought had my back. I was trying to keep my job at U-Break iFix. I used to work as a repair technician at one point in time, worked on mobile phones, computers, different devices. You could bring me a Roomba up to the store, and for better or worse, I had found out that they were kind of like skimming off the top of what little bit of money I was giving them at the time, and then had made some really bad decisions to kind of screw me. And we just decided it was best to kind of shake hands and part ways because at that point I was getting ready to split ahead. So I ended up leaving Bardstown, or not Bardstown, Brandenburg, and going down to Tennessee and trying to close that door, get in the bath, sir. Gee, it's the bath. Sorry guys, I'm trying to make tea now too. Whew, I'll take a moment to sit here in a second. And then seat for a sec because it's done. Find the tea jug. Where's the tea jug? I feel like I'm lost here for the moment. What happened to the tea jug? Can you guys still hear me, Mother? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Sorry. By the time I had hit Tennessee, I was already stressed out. I had been dealing with pretty much the downfall of losing my home. I have my best friend here. His name is Whiskey. I kind of reprimanded him because the friend I was staying with at the time, Brandenburg, was originally just throwing him out in the middle of nowhere. And that's why we originally, me and Jen started having issues because she didn't follow up on her word. So originally I was just going to pay to get ESA paperwork done on him, and that's a done deal. That's part of the reason we lost our apartment. But out of her, she already kind of had plans anyway to meet up with this guy. And it's wonderful how those things work out, too, because I got a text a couple weeks ago. She's like, well, I hope you know you're happy and you were right. And I'm going to be my own self-made. For sake of profanity purposes, I cuss enough as it is. Self-made woman. She's like, I hope you know you were right. Da 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 da. Because the guy she was talking to wasn't more than 2 bit, but pretty much cost us our entire home over her own selfish desire. But I ended up making a best friend out of the dog that the friend that I was staying with in Brandenburg. He was going to just take him and dump him out in the middle of nowhere because he had, I guess, and Whiskey's got this bad habit of running out of doors. Like, he just has a bad habit of running out of doors. Other than that, he's a wonderful animal. Trying to figure out how to get him taken care of to not taken care of, but get him registered as a service animal. He's a wonderful dog. He's my best friend. What are you doing, Bubbles? What are you doing, Bubs? What are you doing, Bubs? At the time, Graham was just going to take and dump him out in the middle of nowhere, and either he was going to get hit by a car or eaten by something bigger than him, because out there in them hills, there ain't nothing. You got to pump sunshine out, you know? There's bound to be something bigger, a pack of wolves, coyotes that would have tore him from limb to limb. I kind of reprimanded him. I threw him in the truck. You're mine now, you know, and made a good lifelong friend out of him because he's shown me a lot of different truths in life. So if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't be standing where I'm at now. Outside of the graciousness of the people I'm staying with currently, I get to be in my kid's life every day. That's wonderful. It's probably, if anything, that's the biggest blessing of all things. I love him with all my heart. His brother's pretty cool too. I get to sit here and play games with him and teach him how to do stuff on computers, and you know, pretty much lost everything now at this point. I don't have my truck anymore. You know, all I've got's me, the dog, and my good intentions at this current moment in time. But when I got to Tennessee, not to kind of pick up from where I kind of left off there, I was already dealing with a lot. Stressed out, irritable with the way life was going, you know. And I don't know if it's in the Gallatin news, but I'm sure there's a video of it out there somewhere. I was putting together a new store for a company we won't talk about because I'm sure if anything I say their name, they'll probably sue me. I tried to get a hold of one of the managers there particularly, and this had been early morning. I had gotten my paycheck, and it was about $600 short of what it was supposed to be. And I even tried to so much as explain to this man, I was like, man, I can't even so much as make it to work and put gas in my truck and feed myself on $100. There's no way, because I was driving 20 mile, I don't know how far it is from Hartsville, Tennessee. It's middle of damn nowhere. It's about 23 miles from Gallatin, where I was going to work. 23, 25 miles there and back. And I explained to this man, he just kept ripping him. Oh, hold on one sec. Hey! I tried to explain to this man that I wasn't able to really survive on what they had just screwed me on, because we were, at the time when we were putting this store together, we were manually writing our hours down. And somewhere between all that, I had been a manager prior for this particular company, so I kind of already knew the policy and how things would work, who to get a hold of and how to get hold of them. And I tried to explain it to him, and this guy, he was not having it. He kind of threatened me with my own job. I was like, it is what it is. I went down there and I made a few bad choices, but what had happened for the sake of argument, I'm sure there's a video of it out there somewhere. I had smashed pretty much the whole entrance to the store that I was working on because I didn't get my check that week. It was after so long, you can only bottle up so much anger, and I had pretty much lost everything at that point, and it wasn't fun. And I'm kind of glad that when I had went up there and I had made the choice, so far, sorry guys, I'm kind of doing 6 things here, trying to make tea, and it's a good thing the guy wasn't there at work, because I would have took his head off instead of the front door. And I had, by that point, knew I'd already made enough bad decisions that I wasn't going to run from what I had coming. I sat there at home, and I just kind of let Gallatin come pick me up at that point. And like I said, I'm sure there's a video. The affidavit was wrong. It said that I went back and no, I was the one-stop shop. I just kind of one thing after another. I'll be honest, I snapped. And I made bad decisions, bad choices. But I don't advise it. Whenever going through serious shit in life, and a lot of people here right now are probably,
Thank you, Dave, for being here. Be careful driving. And yeah, Dandy, down here, little pets get carried off by birds of prey and eat by large predators. See, we have bears and alligators. Florida panthers. I almost called it a puma.
well, this is up here. I don't think we have panthers up here, but
Yeah, there's panthers
I
up
just
there.
made some really bad choices because I was already at the bottom of the really kind of like, I wouldn't say a rock bottom at that point in time. It's just kind of difficult to talk about because I don't like losing. I don't like asking for help. It's been a little bit of a ride. Damn, I forgot to fill the container up. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. But I did. I kind of took that point. It wasn't so much as the way that man spoke to me. It wasn't so much as the fact that I had no money to survive on at that point in time. It wasn't so much as losing everything that I had worked hard for 6 years. It wasn't so much of being betrayed by everybody I thought was friends. It's just stress. Tired of losing, tired of being on the bottom. I did. I snapped. There's 3 things I've always kind of held close to my life, and it's you can't really do much without time. You know, time's something that you can't get back. Family's something that means everything to me, and when you mess with my time, you mess with money, and you mess with money, you mess with my time. They both fall in the same line. Especially when I'm a nice guy. I try to be a nice guy, and I try to be transparent and work with people most cases when I was in a better position. But it's hard to really be nice when you're already losing. You know. I did. I made fucked up choices, and I'm still kind of paying for that today. Literally paying. It cost me about $3,000, about $3,500, and then $500 with probation that I'm still working on taking care of. And it's oh, sorry, Wiz. It's not easy being greasy. You know, 28 years old, fought my first felony, got it down to a misdemeanor. Haven't really been winning lately. And all it took was just one morning trying to figure out what the hell was going on with my money, and somebody speaking to me in an unsavory manner, and I let that kind of change the course of my life a little bit. But on the brighter side, life wouldn't be, I wouldn't say great or good. It's better. I wish I could do more right now for not just myself, but even for the people that have extended their home open to me. I wish I could do more because I'm kind of strapped. I feel a little bit helpless, but if anything, I try to do what I can to make everybody's life easier most days. And that, like I said, hasn't changed. I don't have that kind of opposition in life just to make people's lives hell. But I was already kind of losing at that point in time, and it just didn't matter anymore. And by the time that it was all said and done, let me put it to you like this. Metro Nashville jails, well, the moment I got inside of jail, everybody kind of like, I don't know how many people are here that have been inside of a jail, but jails have changed a lot in the last 20, 30 years. Well, I picked the worst county to fuck up in, I'll tell you that much, because that particular county, they don't give a shit. They threw me in the hole the moment I got there, which is really, really funny because all the way from Hartsville to Gallatin before they did the transfer, I probably would have got more chivalry, more respect. Hell, I would have got more respect in prison. Probably would have got more chivalry and respect at Hartsville, Trousdale County Jail. Because hell, the entire time I'm sitting in the cop car, me and the damn cop was sitting there talking about the damn AR-15 he had in the back and the 12 gauge he had racked up over his seat. And sports and, having a good, because he was a country boy. By the time they the out to Gallatin, the moment I got into the jail, they kind of hoodooed me into the hole. They kind of like, I would say tricked me. I guess some of the nurses out there aren't a part of the jail. They're part of completely different completely different, faction
Hey, Lisa.
of the jail. They're not employed by the jail out there. And I'm guessing the way I answered her questions, or either that or she was just being an out-flat bitch. Because I was fine. Hell, the entire time I was doing my intake out there, they called her Pennywise. I was like the fourth person that year that she had done this to. Her name is Nurse Penny. It's funny because that's what other inmates had named her. Penny Wicks was her name. I won't forget it. I wasn't expecting somebody to give a fuck when I got there. And I don't like needles. I don't like injections. I don't like any kind of anything like that. I would have been fine with just being placed on 23 and 1 and gin pop. This bitch had went the extra mile and had me thrown in the fucking hole. So the guy that was doing my intake, he kind of looked like he felt bad throughout the entire process. It looked like he felt really bad. He had no clue what the hell was even going on because me and him were vibing the entire time I was doing my intake. He was a younger guy, probably younger than me. It's probably about 22, 23. A lot of them people up there in the jail that are COs, they're literally kids, practically. I'd hate to see what happened if they ever had a riot up there because a lot of them kids, they ain't going to do nothing. They're going to run right out of the building. But they kind of hoodooed me into the hole, and I had to sit there and lay in other people's bios for the first 3 days of being there. I had to lay in human blood, human piss, human shit in the middle of a Gallatin jail. That's never fun, Respiratory infections, always great. And I cannot remember the woman's name, but she was like a big, beautiful goddess, man. I swear on everything. She had realized what had happened, everything up to that point, and that I wasn't bullshitting them. God, I can't remember that woman's name. It'll pop in my head. And she's like, oh my God, I have to get you the fuck out of here and get you up to Gin Pop. I can't get you out of 23 and 1, but I can get you up to Gin Pop. And she got me into my own cell. And That way I could reach out to my family and make contact and try to start working on my case. Because at that point in time, I could do shit. Hell, for the first 2 days there, for the first 2 days there, I couldn't even so much as leave a fucking cell. And then after the second day, it took me off of, we'll call it watch, but I wasn't suicidal. But like I said, this bitch went through the extra mile when I told her that I didn't want injections in my fucking arm because I have tattoos. She's like, that's done with a needle too. I was like, man, that's a hypodermic needle. That's not an injection. You can't. I'm sure if you inject ink into your blood, you'll probably fucking die. You know. I wasn't expecting anybody to actually give a fuck or really do their job. She really didn't. She really, really didn't. But if it wouldn't have been for the inmates, hell, my ass probably would have stayed sick. I had to adapt very, very quick. I had to adapt quick. And they didn't even offer vitamin C. I stayed sick for the first, like I said, the first couple of days I was in there. And I wasn't in there more than 8 days, but I had to adapt, dude. But after they got me out, had me swapping trays and playing cards and playing chess, I was working out, doing pull-ups and push-ups and shit. And I don't know if how the movies put it off. It's more embarrassing to drop the soap than it is anything homosexual, for that sake of matter. It's just kind of embarrassing. And in those particular situations, nobody really wants to shower with another man, I'm going to be honest with you, especially in a cell block of 80 people. So awkward because everybody's walking around in a circle, but them boys got it rough out there because down in Nashville, hell, you can walk out of the cell, go across the street, get a job, and as long as you're back at 10 o'clock at night, you're good. Them guys, they rip out the shelves and pretty much the walls so they can fit more people in the floor. You get one bucket of water with a little bit of slope in it to be able to clean the entire cell block. But overall, the experience wasn't so horrible as it was getting caught up on technicalities and dealing with dickhead COs. Because hell, I think the last 2 days I was there, the only reason I was held up is because nobody would accept my bond because my ID from living in Kentucky and not being a Tennessee resident at that immediate moment in time. They took me on a high risk, so I couldn't even pay with the money that I had to get and buy myself out with. But got all that squared away. Thank you, in particular inmate that helped me get a hold of that bond. Because none of the information they have listed in that jail is even right. None of the resources are right. You can sit there on their little box and try to scroll for numbers, and you ain't gonna get nothing but voicemails and dead callback or dead noise. But I mean, overall, like I said, hell, the inmates weren't even the issue. I've seen somebody in there that I hadn't seen in 15 years. Sad when you're having high school reunions behind bars. But I didn't expect that to happen. I really didn't. But I had already knew by the decisions and choices I made, I fucked up. So I wasn't going to run. I was going to sit there at the house and just deal with it based on my command. And I let them come pick me up. It's kind of where that is. Alright, I still got dishes to do in a sec. Hi.
Yeah.
Not you. I'm going on mute for a second.
So that's his story of how he ended up in Kentucky. There's more to it, but we're not going to get into all the details. Thank you so much for everybody that's here. For those of y'all coming in, lurking in the bushes, you don't have to lurk in the bushes. You can chat. It's fine. Um, but on the screen is my mom. I lost her several years ago. I inherited a piece of property. Um, it is Kentucky, and there's property taxes in Kentucky. I had paid up the property taxes. Um, Drove the 16 hours from Florida up there to do it, to take care of it, and have a sibling that you would think would have took the initiative to help pay the property taxes. Claims to have paid some on them. I've not seen any kind of proof. All I know is that I'm now in contact with a lawyer that the property has a lien on it now because of the taxes and because of lawyers involved. It's an ungodly amount of money. I don't know much about GoFundMe's or none of that kind of stuff. So Many has set up a GoFundMe. You guys know me, you guys that are OGs to the channel, mods, part of my community. I'm not somebody that asks for help. It's not my thing. It's not my forte. I've never asked my community for financial help. I'm not out here asking for lawyers. I'm not out here suing people in RICOs or none of this other stuff, or buy my kids Christmas, or pay my electric bill, or pay my cell phone bill, or none of that stuff.
Just for clarification, I'm not asking you guys to pay my court fees or my probation or no mess like that. I'm dealing with that all on my own. Outside of the, what is it, after I totaled it all in, minus $5,900 of $11,000 of what it takes to get the property taken care of, and you guys can see it on the GoFundMe. Minus the $5,900 that was a cleanup charge by the city. I don't know what 5,900 from 11K is, but we're not expecting people to pump out that much money immediately. It's just that we can start getting payment plans taken care of on the property. I'm kind of dealing with my own shit right now in life, and you get on there, you'll kind of see where it's been laid out. I sent screenshots to Mom as to what it priced on each fee. I think she sent me the email the other night. That's got everything from 2021 to 2023 kind of laid out for the taxes over the years and their litigation fees and so on and so forth. Roughly, it's about 11 grand, but the starter to get the GoFundMe kind of like movement was just I guess a bottom marking, because they let me set it at 4K. The main goal is that we're able to start making payments so we don't lose the property. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off, Mom. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I know you didn't know how to set up the GoFundMe, so I'm kind of like trying to explain out how I got it set up. So the starting goal is $4 grand. I'm able to, I'm guessing where I had it set up, you can either set it up for yourself, set it up for somebody else, or set it up for an organization. I had it set up to where I can transfer everything over to somebody else, where I'm able to transfer everything over to Mom or Mind the Monsters or my mother, Christy. Like I said, just to clarify, it's like you guys aren't paying for my bad decisions and choices. Just to give you a little overview, it's like I know I fucked up. I'm paying for those mistakes myself. Unfortunately, I made bad decisions, and that's just what you got to do. Thank God it happened later on in life when I was a teenager. But I know how to deal with that kind of thing now. I'm sorry. Continue.
But the main thing is many of you guys know that I lost my job earlier this year. I didn't quit my job. The company I was working for shut down, and I have COPD and emphysema. So living in Florida, the best way to get a job is to do hotel work. Well, I can no longer do hotel work due to my health. So I've been grinding, trying to find something, work from home, customer service, etc., etc. And that's not went out very well. I've been to numerous interviews. I've been to Zoom interviews, all the things. Um, Many of you guys know that Craig is disabled. He was in a fatal car accident. Everything I had saved either went to help my kids or to survive. So I'm running on fumes. I have a little bit of money saved up, but not much. And August 28th is my youngest son's birthday, and apparently it's also the day that they're going to have an auction to auction the taxes for my property off. It's $358. Um, and I'm just kind of reaching out to the community. If you can't donate, I understand. Times are hard for everybody. Hi, Mustang 1965. Thank you for being here. Just please share the link that's in the chat. It's also in the description. It's on my Twitter. Share the link if you can't financially help, because you might share it to somebody that is willing to help. I don't want to lose this property. It's the only thing that I have, other than a dog that I don't know how long I'm going to have with him. My mom was on a ventilator when I got to the hospital. I'm not going to get into all that because it's just going to make me angry. But when I got back to the hospital, through the ventilator, she asked me, "Where's Buddy?" And I said, "He's at my house." And I've had him ever since. Your son's birthday is the 28th. That's awesome. So
Yeah, because even then, my probation is on the 28th at 3:15. There's a lot of shit going on the 28th. It's kind of like a cursed day. I don't know what it is.
That's the reason for the live tonight. Is if you're able to help, it's greatly appreciated. If you're not able to help, it's free to share. And I would appreciate anybody that takes the time to share that link out. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And I honestly can't tell you guys when's the next time I'll be on here. I do have Messenger, Facebook on my phone now. You can always reach me on Twitter. You can comment below a video. I respond to all comments. If you're in my Discord and I haven't replied to you, I apologize. I have not been anywhere near my laptop. I tried to go live a couple weeks ago, and I think I lasted about 30 minutes. After tonight, I'm not sure when the next time I'll be able to go live is. I have a lot going on, and I'm not going to get into all the details on that because I honestly don't know the details at this point to tell you guys. But, you know, when it rains...
Well, I mean, yeah, when it rains, it kind of pours. It's like when shit hits the fan, shit just kind of hits the fan. It seems like it's been kind of like the same situation for me for the last year, just to where with Jen, with losing my apartment, losing my truck, I'm just happy to have the opportunity to kind of get myself re-straightened out. And if it wouldn't have been for the other day, it kind of feels like my grandmother was tapping down on my shoulder, like, "Hey, you need to call your uncle. Hey, you need to call your uncle. Hey, you need to call your uncle." And then I called Mom and kind of I talked to her about a few things and reached out to him, and he said, "Hey, we're getting ready to lose it on the 10th. I'm like, fuck. You know, you tell me this. It's like, I kind of feel like she put her hand down and, because we were able to get an extension and try to work things out with the lawyer's office. We're the only communication that they've even heard from him. They haven't even been able to serve him. He's kind of been more of a pain in the ass along the way, too. The last 10 years, I paid taxes, Mom's paid taxes, and then expecting him to be responsible to help us and getting this taken care of, because it didn't just mean something to us, but supposedly it meant something to him, you know, more than it just being hunting ground for fun in the wintertime. I'm kind of got my own shit going on. I'm just like mom. I'm strapped for cash at the moment. I'm literally sitting here rolling a cigarette with Joe papers, but still trying to keep a positive outlook on the entire situation. And not to, like I said, not to interrupt you. Is like I don't. Some days I kind of wonder which one's in better position or better shape. It kind of goes back and forth. But I don't know where I'd be right now if it wasn't for the graciousness of the people I'm staying with and the fact that I'm able to be. It's one of the very few things that I've got right now in life is the fact that I have whiskey, I have some good friends left, and I've got my son in my life on a day-to-day basis. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But I'm sitting here holding what's left of my heritage. It's a fucking sign I hung up for her about 10 years ago, and she was so excited when she got it. You'll see the picture of it on it, the GoFundMe. I don't know if you guys can hear that. If you can hear that, that's the sign flipping that says 4486. That's where her lot, where her trailer, and where she sat for most of her life. And that's kind of where at one point in time I wouldn't mind being buried right there on the property, to be real with you, because that's kind of where home was for a long time when I was a kid. And I was home for mom for a long time when I was a kid. And yeah, my uncle, he's not the best of people, but I know whenever she passed away too, that really wasn't too easy on him either. Whether or not that we're on good terms or not, I honestly couldn't care less, because we're and my mother having to go through and figure this one out when it comes to her heritage and her history and her legacy. I don't mind so much as if anybody's got a question, I'll give you my damn phone number and I'll walk over there my damn self and show you the property, just so you know it's not bullshit. I ain't got nothing to hide because I've done lost everything. Getting ready to lose what's left. Something doesn't happen. You still there? Am I still here? Phone die?
No, you're still here. Thank you, Mustangs 1965. I appreciate you sharing the live. I appreciate that a lot. That means the world to me.
Did you post the GoFundMe link in chat? I
Yeah.
know I sent it to your phone.
It's in chat and it's in the description too.
And I'm sorry I'm not up there on panel with you right now. Like I said, this phone I've got, it's not the greatest in the world. I wish I could get my iPhone taken care of, but kind of in a bad spot. So that's all luxury problems at the end of the day. I'm just glad to be here. Excuse me. Sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude. Gassy, just had a burger. Whew.
You're fine. But that's the reason that we went live tonight. I just kind of wanted to reach out to my community, and I don't want this to run too terribly long because I'd like people to be able to replay crew on the video. I'm not very good with TikTok, but I'm gonna try to do a TikTok video. Cannot promise how well it's gonna go.
I've got a video up on my TikTok. You're more than welcome to find my TikTok and subscribe to. Well, not subscribe to my TikTok. You don't have to follow me, but everything on my channel is private. Regardless, my main TikTok is blocked off. That's really only for friends and family. But if you get on TikTok and you look up overly dedicated 69, woo, you will find videos of me and whiskey walking over to the property. You'll find a bunch of different cool stuff. But one of the main pretenses that I've posted on is of and like I said, more than welcome. I'm happy to walk over there for you guys and show you what's going on. But it's more than just land. Every time I look at it, I see memories. I see myself running through the yard. I see every one of my cousins, every one of my neighbors, every one of their kids. I see my entire heritage about to just get flipped from my life. If anything, I don't want to cry on panel with you guys right now, but I sat here and I did not hear share. I took the time to write out Echo Company. She was not just a model citizen, she was just a mother to everybody, but she was probably, if anything, one of the closest friends I had when she passed away. Trying to protect her legacy and a home that she had intended for our family to be able to come back to when shit hits the fan, quote unquote. She didn't get the opportunity to make that out before she passed. I sat right at her feet before she had surgery. She told me what she wanted done with that property, and had never came to fruition because of grief and just lack of communication and inability to kind of face the music. And it's hard to do that when you lose somebody that's that vital. And in some cases, some people call him a matriarch. In her particular case, she was a patriarch. If anything, she was, if not the mom and dad to that entire street. Whenever she died, the rest of the street died with her. There's only a couple of timers left over there. Jim's gone. Most of the neighbors are gone. The entire neighborhood. It used to be way worse. It used to be way worse. One point in time, there was a bunch of drugs over there, and it got real bad. They've cleaned it up. They've cleaned up the area since, but I'm sure idiots run in and out all the time. That don't change. Paducah's got a dark past to it some days. But outside of all respects, if anybody wants to take a look, I do have that up. You can see it in real time. I kind of like scan the property real quick so you're able to look at it, and like I said, I'm more than happy to walk over there and show it to you guys. I'm sorry, again, I wasn't trying to cut you off.
Hi, I'm curious. Thank you so much for being here. I was trying to pull it up, but apparently I'm logged into my other TikTok where we were streaming lives. I was going to show you guys, but I can't. But I'll have him send me his link, or I can do it. Hell, I've got TikTok on my phone, and I'll add it to the description on the video as well. I'm curious. Thank you so much for being here, lurking and working. I'm glad I got the notification. Just got here. Oh, thank you, honey, for coming in. But that's the main reason for the live tonight is just I just wanted to kind of reach out and share the GoFundMe link, and if anybody is able to help, it's greatly appreciated. More than you know. If you know somebody that's struggling or that struggles with mental health, reach out to them. And sometimes a phone call can mean the world to somebody. If you still have your parents, you still have your mom and dad, give them a call. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're thinking about them. Because once they're gone, you don't get those memories back. And you're searching for videos and you're looking for things that, where that time capsule is frozen in time. And I don't want anybody to have to go through the pain that I've been through and my family has been through. So if anything I say just helps anybody or reaches out that word of peace to them, just always remember you guys are never alone. If you need me, I'm always here. I appreciate everybody that came in tonight to listen. I appreciate anybody that shared the live, shared the link. If you're able to donate, I appreciate it more than you know. Believe me, it will be put on the property. And will be hopefully here soon. I'll be able to get back into doing what I do, which is being here for my families and the missing community. I was able to go to a missing event for Vladik yesterday, but I wasn't able to stay long due to the stuff that's going on here where I live. So I will donate. I need Venmo. That's all I have is Venmo. Thank you, Leslie. I will get you a Venmo. I'll DM you on TikTok.
Like I said, right now am I still? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And the moment that I'm able to walk to the courthouse or get a ride over there or pay somebody for a ride to get there, I'm kind of the boots on the ground. That really hasn't changed. At the moment, I'm kind of boots on the ground right now in Paducah. So if you're local, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I can have Mom give you guys my cell phone number. I don't really feel comfortable putting my phone number live out here on YouTube, but you're more than welcome to reach out to me as well. And that's kind of where I will leave that, as to where I don't mind being transparent in the entire process as well. Just like I said, I know I've got my own shit going on in my life, and that's kind of why I wanted to share that with you guys and explain that it hasn't really been an easy year. And normally I kind of try to walk not so much of a holy path, but a righteous one. And made a few mistakes along the way this year, and I'm already paying for that. And then this just being the cherry on top on those situations. When it rains, it pours, and shit kind of hit the fan. And trying to pull it all together and still keep my sanity is a task. But more than happy to provide that information over.
Love you too, Leslie. Love you, Dandy, for everybody. Love sending so much love to everybody that came in tonight and listened, or that will come in on replay crew. I don't want this to run super long because I don't want people to not want to watch the video. So I'm going to go ahead and end it out for tonight. I can't play an out because apparently I don't have any of my videos unless I upgrade, and I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to pay StreamYard some crazy amount of money. But thank you guys all for being here. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate you more than you know. And
sorry, I lost you guys trying to take my headset, but no, I just kind of wanted to say thank you guys for, if you do donate, thank you, and thank you guys for coming in tonight and sitting with us and listening. Outside of that, guys, I'm gonna jump off. I've still got to help get them wrapped up for tonight because tomorrow is school. But I love you, Mom.
love you too. Bye. Love you too, Crime Curious. Thank you so much for coming in. Love you, Dandy. Love you, Leslie. Love you, Far. Mustang 1965. Much love, brother. Al on the Prowl, thank you for coming in and listening. Lisa Joe, love you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you guys all for being here. Remember, you can always reach me. Discord, Twitter, Facebook. All of my socials should be on my About page. I'm not hard to find. Love you, Peggy. Thank you for coming in. I saw you come in earlier, honey. I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi. When Minnie gets on a roll, he kind of just talks. So thank you so much, and y'all have a good night. And like I said, remember, if you know somebody that's going through something, reach out to them and let them know they're not alone. And we'll hopefully, the next time that I'm up here, I will turn my camera on and we will talk about some missing people. You guys remember, if you see something, say something. It takes a village to raise a child. We never give up. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.